Hotel Kenmare. They're on a mission to save small independent hotels and guest houses. And this week, they are at the Windsor Inn in Cork City.
Well, I'm intrigued with what I'm going to find around here.
They've been called in by Mick Hanafin. His wife Aoife is pregnant and he wants to make sure his business is ready to support a family.
If the business wasn't able to pay for itself, I'd have to look at other options.
The rooms are substandard in a city full of modern hotels. Revenue is falling and Mick is scared to spend money.
At the moment, it doesn't even seem to be worthwhile investing because I don't think you'll get the money back anyway.
Can the Brennans convince Mick to future-proof the business?
Fear of God in your face,
Absolutely.
all right? How much is this going to cost me?
Or is the Windsor in terminal decline?
I just wouldn't know where to start.
It's a wet spring day on McCurtain Street in Cork. And the Brennans have arrived to begin a 3-month shake-up of the Windsor Inn. The first job is to try to check in.
For reception assistance, please ask at the bar.
Is that over there?
Yeah.
We're checking in.
Hello, Francis. Hello, John. Give me 1 minute there and I'll be with you.
Good luck, Grant.
Come this way with me. We're on the very, very top. Right. It's a great workout. Very top.
For the next 2 days, the Brennans will be staying at the Windsor and examining the business inside and out. And they've arrived just in time.
The volume of footfall on the street would be greatly down on what it was 2 years ago.
Where am I going?
There is still a good amount of internet sales happening, but the price would be down 50%.
You have lovely damp. Beautiful damp. The best ever, actually.
Reviews on the internet all say that they're dated. Yeah, it does happen occasionally where someone will book a room online, see the details, they'll arrive and they'll just check out.
The Windsor Inn has 21 bedrooms which sell for an average of €50 a night.
It just goes on and on. The same, the same, the same.
Downstairs there is a bar that is used for breakfasts as well as checking in. There's also another small bar out the back which houses the pub's pool table. Across the hall from the bar is a large reception that is rarely used. Upstairs there is a dining room that has been shut to keep staff costs down. Next to the dining room is Mick's kitchen and office area.
This on the first floor?
Yes.
And you serve breakfast downstairs?
That's right, Francis.
Well, that's a bit complicated, is it, in the morning?
We've an night porter who's on all night, so we batch cook a certain amount and we cook a certain amount to order downstairs also.
And then and did you bar food during the day?
No.
No?
No.
All right.
While Francis gets to grips with some of the business's shortcomings, John is having a look at the reservations book.
It's just every page is the same.
Given the state of the rooms, he can't believe his eyes.
I'm quite astonished at the levels of business here. Just there's 10, 15 bookings here every day. We're going right into the middle of the year. I have to get Francis to see this because he just won't believe me.
Cork is full of 3-star hotels offering cheap rooms with all the mod cons. Mick's level of bookings is a mystery.
This is this year's reservations, okay? Right. But you won't need them, it's going to jump off. All right? Each line here is a room, all right?
In March.
In March. Okay? And if you look through last year's book, every page is like this.
I'm confused because the new hotel is over there for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And they have all these people staying.
I don't believe for 1 minute, and I don't think you'll believe it either, that business is sustainable in that bedroom in 5 years' time.
No, you're right. It'll be completely collapsed.
And I think we have to protect the business that he has today for tomorrow.
Despite healthy bookings, Mick is still not making great profits. One look at the front of the building explains why.
There are 18 signs
On the building?
on the building. There's only 2 signs that advertise his accommodation, and both of which you can see.
He gets a lot of his business on the internet.
Yeah, but every booking you get on the internet is 18% commission. If he had a proper sign up there, he'd save 18% in every booking he'd get because they'd walk in the front door.
With 70% occupancy, internet booking sites could be taking over €30,000 a year.
They're good, aren't they?
Very good.
As the Brennans settle down to the evening's entertainment, it's obvious there are many areas of the Windsor that are not maximising their potential.
I couldn't believe
but he said he didn't do food. On McCurtain Street, not many pubs nowadays don't do food.
Tomorrow the Brennans will try to transform the Windsor. But whatever they plan to do, they will need to tread carefully.
The greatest danger is we don't understand why he's doing the business. So anything we could do could ruin it in a flash.
Absolutely.
It's morning. Today the Brennans present their plan. Breakfast is served in the bar.
Morning, John.
Hi Tim, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
Good, thanks.
Francis believes he's solved the mystery behind Mick's full reservations book.
I was talking to a few of the guests this morning, doing a little bit of research to see why they stay here. And as we thought, the reason is because it's like home. They say hello, they're nice to you, they're friendly, they know that you want tea rather than coffee or whatever. And you know, that's what it's all about.
They're looked after.
Yeah, good hospitality.
It might be the atmosphere that keeps people coming back, but today the Brennans need to persuade Mick to invest before his customers' goodwill runs out.
To be honest, I was disappointed with the room. Windows didn't close, there was funny hangers, there was a bung missing in the wash and basin, mould in the shower, there was loads of things wrong.
In the life cycle of every business, there comes a time that you have to reinvest just to stay in business. And it is an extremely difficult decision for you to make because there's no visible return on your investment. But if you do not make the investment, you're not in business in 3 years' time.
So you have to step up to the plate because it's on your shoulders that the business will survive.
Although Mick has no definite budget, the Brennans have a comprehensive plan for investment. In the long term, they want to convert the dining room and the kitchen into rooms. But this year, the job is to get the existing rooms up to scratch. The exterior signs need to be clearer to make him less reliant on internet bookings.
If we had right signage out on the front of the street here, you would replace 50% of that business, and all of those 18% add up.
Be back in our pocket.
The final and most expensive part of the plan is to move the kitchen downstairs and kickstart a food operation in the bar and the unused reception.
Do you know, that space that we could turn into a coffee shop, which would serve your breakfast in the morning, all-day coffees and maybe breakfast, all-day breakfast, and you can do something in the evening in there. There's an awful lot of ground floor space here that isn't utilised.
Like last night when we came in, I held the door open for a fella going upstairs with a pizza box. I'm thinking, oh, lost revenue.
You wouldn't even give us a slice.
So now we've got to sort out the rooms, we've got to do a food operation on the ground floor for additional revenue, and we've got to look at signage outside.
I feel quite excited. It just gives you a sense of purpose and a bit of direction to work forwards, and those rooms really are crying out for a bit of love and care.
Carl.
Classic group.
Wow.
With just 3 months until the summer, Mick is against the clock, and Francis has called in interior designer Carl Fradgley.
Like Mick is at a bit of a crossroads because he doesn't know whether he should spend a lot of money and do something,
Okay.
or he shouldn't.
How about we do some sort of like a magic kind of 15-minute makeover type idea? Give him a bit of inspiration.
Now you're going to have to swing, I think. Are you good at swinging?
While Carl and Francis work upstairs, downstairs the mood is more serious. The Brennans want the new bar menu and coffee shop ready to launch just before the June bank holiday.
Take out all of this. You have all of this space here. You have a big window out onto one of the busiest streets in Cork. You have a superb business next door. People going up the stairs. We capture them in here.
Selling food on the ground floor hinges on moving the kitchen, and John wants to use the pub's beer store.
Now, your kegs here would need to be moved behind this wall, and then we can configure a kitchen into this area here.
Okay.
It's right beside your existing reception, which will be your new restaurant, coffee shop. It's right beside your bar for doing bar food, so totally versatile.
It's a lot to take in, and the problem for Mick is it will cost thousands.
You know, after talking to Mick, he looks as if he's been through 10 rounds with Mike Tyson. He looks absolutely exhausted at the thought of everything we suggested to him. And I just hope that he doesn't wake up tomorrow morning and think, oh God, I'm not able for this.
Upstairs in the bedrooms, Carl and Francis have finished, and it's time for Mick's first look.
Now.
You good?
Yeah.
I'm crikey for this. It's kind of Almost posh looking in here, isn't it?
Almost posh. Almost posh. For under 164 euros.
Really?
163.97. This just shows you what a cute little double will look like.
Yeah, and this would be a lovely room, I mean. Yeah, I was surprised. It looks very impressive. This is great. It's amazing what he can do for such on a small budget. Yeah, I find this is a great help.
Over the next few weeks, Mick makes a start on the rooms. It's not a moment too soon. The Windsor's rating on travel sites has reached an all-time low.
7.2 cleanliness and service, and comfort has scored the lowest, which makes me say to myself, God, I really need to get these bedrooms kind of up to some sort of spec before the June weekend hits.
The June bank holiday is in less than 10 weeks, and although Mick has made a start, the plan to move the kitchen and create a coffee shop in reception is giving him a major headache.
I do this and I do that, but this bit here, I just can't. I can't get my head around it.
The Brennans are convinced the Windsor needs to sell food to maximise its potential, but they are not the ones spending the money.
And I'm still all for it in theory. There's the practicalities of it.